It's crazy to me that this company is letting itself be held hostage by these retards, but it is funny. It really is. I think it's fucking hilarious. I guess we can just get right into it, right? Because this has been a pretty popular topic with a lot of people. Is that Godot yesterday was, like, I made a video about it. A lot of people are talking about this. Effectively, the website, or this is a game engine, and it's been co-opted by, I guess, what you'd call an activist, and they're using the engine and the platform for the engine as a platform to push their worldview, right? So this has alienated a lot of people, and in the process of people expressing their dislike about the fact that, like, they don't want to have... It's not even that people are, like, you know, like, bigoted or something. They just don't want to be preached to all the time, right? They don't want to have, you know, their game engine telling them about LGBT stuff, right? It's pretty simple. People just don't, like, you know, if you go to McDonald's, you don't want to hear about lawnmowers, right? I mean, that's just has nothing to do with it. So anyway, on Friday, we made a tweet that inexplicably, so this is them making a statement about the topic, right? About what happened. On Friday, we made a tweet that unexpectedly, led to a wave of harassment directed at our staff and community. We unequivocally condemn this abuse. I don't, this is a big problem that I think a lot of companies have, is that a lot of companies think that they can control the narrative with something like this, but I'm sorry to say, but this isn't true. If you want to talk about abuse, all you really have to do here is look at their own moderators. Look at this. I'm not going to zoom in on it because a lot of you guys probably can see it from here. But guess what the auto find word is? This is the N word with the hard ER. Like this is it, right? And sand N word, snow N word, shit N word. What is this? What are we doing here? And so this is the website that's condemning the harassment and abuse. They have somebody who's a moderator who's fucking saying this stuff. Yeah, sir. And by the way, this was a long time ago. This wasn't like, you know, this year. It was like in like years ago. But at the same time, don't go and act like you're above this stuff when you have people that have public logs of saying shit like this. It's not even a question. How is this person not fired? Well, this is the problem. So the abuse, this is a big issue that a lot of people have on the internet, is that they consider being disagreed with as being abuse. Like, I'm being abused because people are telling me that I'm wrong. Well, that's not the way the world works. And you see them, and it's a very upsetting reality check, okay? Don't type it. Yeah, you don't need to be typing that stuff at all. And where chat's comparing this to Concord, this isn't like Concord at all. This is just one moron. And that's it. Not seeing their point of view. Exactly. What did they do that was wrong? Was that moderator a moderator for the fan Discord and people believe he's official? Here's the problem, is that, so if you look at the official Godot server and the Godot Cafe, the so-called unofficial server, what you'll see here is that a lot of the subreddit, all of the moderators are back and forth. So the idea that for, like, oh wow, this is a completely separate group of people is not true, and there's a massive overlap between them. So that means that the moderators of the official server, if nothing else, are complicit with this happening. Somebody on both the official Discords linked on the site. Yeah, exactly. It's a council of clowns. Yeah, and they're in two different circuses here. So yeah. Well, it's Max sponsor. Yeah, isn't that pretty normal? It is, but it implies that their inclusion of these people, and also, has this person been removed? Have they been removed as a Discord moderator? It's pretty simple. Have they or not? Nope, it's not mentioned. Exactly. And so you have a person that's going, they at you on Twitter. Yeah, I saw that. Don't worry about it. I'll look at it. They remove other people that fight against the bad moderator. Exactly. He's been tolerated in the community for years. Well, to be fair, people didn't really know about that. But the issue is that, so this is, I think, the problem, and it's the hypocrisy that a lot of people see. And it's nauseating for a lot of people to see somebody who is you know, blatantly using the N-word with the hard ER regularly on a very regular basis, talk about how other people are being hateful and bigoted because they're not seeing their point of view or they're not agreeing with what they're saying. This is what the issue is. The issue isn't the fact that he's even saying the N-word. The issue is the fact that he's doing it and then simultaneously sitting on a high horse and condemning everybody else who disagrees with him by, you know, basically defaming them and saying that they're bigots. This is crazy. What the fuck are we doing here? And also, this is all, by the way, this has nothing to do with the business. It has nothing to do with what they're trying to do as a company. It has everything to do with people that are co-opting this business and co-opting this platform to turn it into a soapbox for their own agenda. And so I'll read the rest of this, right? And so unequivocally condemn the abuse. The volume of negative engagement overwhelmed our moderation efforts. Good. Stop doing it then. While attempting to protect the Godot community, we mistakenly blocked individuals who were not participating in the harassment. What do you mean protecting the community? You mean protecting people's opinions from being disagreed with. The Godot Foundation takes full responsibility for these moderation actions. If you believe that you were blocked in error and have not violated our code of conduct, please contact us with the form linked below. We are committed to swiftly rectifying these mistakes. We firmly stand by our mission to keep our community safe and free from hate, discrimination, and other toxic behaviors. So even in the apology explaining why this happened, they're high-roading and demonizing people who disagree with them. This is it. Yeah, everyone proceeds to contact. There you go. I don't understand. If these people are blocked on the unofficial Discord, how are they managing the official X and GitHub? This is a really great question. Let's listen to this again. I don't understand. If these people were blocked on the unofficial Discord, how are they managing the official X and GitHub and ban them if they're not working for the main group? Great question. Amazing question. I think a lot of people are wondering the same thing. And I think the reason why, it's very obvious why. It's because it isn't a distinction. There isn't a difference. They're all thinking the same thing, and they're getting called out for it, and they're getting mad. By the way, they did not fire that idiot. Exactly. And so that's the issue. It doesn't make sense, of course. The same thing. That's why. And they're trying to imply that it's not the same people. Yeah, and it clearly is. So this is on community moderator Xanax. I'm not going to try to pronounce this. So this, by the way, is the N-word Andy. This is N-word Andy here. Loves using the N-word. I don't know if there's other posts recently of him saying other stuff, but that's the one. So this is the person who's been saying it on a regular basis. And also, by the way, he's doing a little double kill here because the sand N-word is not just, you know, it's not like you're just discriminating against black people. Well, it's also Arabs too, right? So you're getting a little double kill there. And so this is the person that they're defending and they haven't removed. We strongly condemn the harmful language used by Xanax, moderator of the unofficial Discord server. We want to clarify that Xanax is not hired by, nor a spokesperson for the Godot Foundation. As an organization, we have our own official server, moderated together with new volunteers, vetted by our own team. Well, who is a spokesperson? That's the thing. Is it the community manager that you hired that's blocking people? What is this? So yeah, maybe they're under contract with her and they could terminate. They must defend her. I don't know. I have no idea whether it's happening. Gaslighting the entire internet tends to work poorly. So yeah, this is exactly what's happened, is that basically Godot had a community manager that co-opted the official company platform to push their agenda and to basically like start using it as a soapbox for them to speak about like their opinion on social issues. And then after people push back against it, this community manager blocked a ton of them, even people that had financially supported or were at the current time financially supporting the company. So this became a big enough issue that people looked into it and they found out that obviously these are moderators and, you know, like these people were like using all kinds of like bad language and crazy. It's just like, you know, general like, you know, Discord moderator type stuff, right? And so it's been so problematic. The company has come out and they've had to make a statement about it. And in this statement, they've effectively gaslit everybody who's been reading it. And also, look at this here. So you have it to where nobody can reply. Whenever you post something that nobody can reply to, the reason why is because you're afraid of negative engagements. That's really the reason why. And so Godot disavowed the outed Discord moderator and even completely disavowed their own Discord server for years. I doubt this is going to fix much. Well, they didn't really disavow the person because who owns the unofficial Discord? Because it's very clear that the moderators for the official Discord and the unofficial Discord are, in a lot of cases, interchangeable. So if the person who owns the unofficial Discord is one of the people that owns the official Discord or is a moderator for it, then they are indirectly condoning this. It's not even a question. They're not condemning it. They're saying we're going to leave this person on and they're not getting removed. It's not even a question. Of course that's how it works. Intentionally make hyper-inflammatory statement. Know full well what attention it draws, lie about it, and pretend you're a victim. A tale as old as wokeness itself. I think this is true. Yeah, you've intentionally tried to, involve yourself with a social issue, and then when people disagree with you about the social issue, you label everybody who disagrees as a bigot or a racist. That's it. This guy was controversial a year ago. I was considering using Godot back then, but there's drama about this person. I choose Unity over Godot because I don't want anything where the community, there's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There is. Another big difference. They accept no responsibility for what happens on the unofficial Discord server that they promote on their website that says Xanax invited you if you click on it. So here we go. Oh, there we go. User-supported communities. So if you try to join the link that they have to the unofficial Discord on their website, you get an invite link from the person who was spamming the N-word. And this is all, again, that's not really the problem. The problem is that all of this is happening at the same time that they're high-roading people and telling them that they're the bigots. What the hell? I know, it's insane. How can you be this fucking delusional? Is this a real corporation? Maybe not for long, I don't know. I can't imagine anybody that works here that has any fucking brain. Look at this. It's not the official Godot server. It literally is listed on the same page. It doesn't say unofficial, it says user supported, and the only other Discord is linked. Yeah, just look at it and see here. Yeah, Godot forum, Discord, Reddit, official social networks, user supported communities. If you're linking to a community like this, you're supporting it. It's pretty simple. So yeah, it's not a corp, it's just a foundation. Sure, but it's an organization. I don't really care about like the reasoning or anything like that, the specific definition. It's still a group of morons. It's very clear it's a group of morons. A wave of harassment, fuck off. You hired a community manager with rice paper thin skin who turned your company into their personal soapbox. Fire the asset and apologize properly. That's right. And so all of this has happened and they have not fired the person who did this. You know, this is a person who like went on basically a mental illness blocking spree, getting angry at everybody, and they didn't even get rid of them. And so, yeah, this is their statement right here. It seems pretty obvious that they've, I think they've alienated a lot of people, and I think that they know that. The way that you can clearly see that they know that is that every single one of these quote retweets, number one, the replies are locked, so it means that a lot of people disagree with what they're saying. And there's final nail. They take no accountability for putting out a divisive tweet and then pretend like they're the victim. Absolutely pathetic. This kind of apology from the open source community was hoping to see. They're not even clarifying if he's out for moderating an unofficial Discord that they feature on their official website. This is a sour apology playing defense at best. And so anyway, basically, they've effectively tried to gaslight the entire community into thinking that they were being harassed after they were being disagreed with. And this is the most important thing that a lot of you guys need to understand, is that every single time that you hear the word harassment, especially used by these kinds of people, I want you to immediately assume that it's not true. You should immediately assume that it's not harassment. It's just people that disagree with them that are saying that they're wrong. Like, that's it. Because these people, because they're so ideologically driven, they view anybody who disagrees with them as a personal attack because they're so emotionally invested into how they feel. So that's it. I don't think it's true. They alienated anyone that matters on their donations page. That hasn't shown a significant... I don't think it's true that they alienated anyone that matters. Their donation page hasn't shown a significant decline in money. I wouldn't see a significant decline or anything like that. I think this is really what happens. I feel like in a lot of cases, one instance like this doesn't really mean that a company is going to like fall apart. And this is what happens, is that most companies can recover from like one fuck up like this. I'll give you an example. Like it's like the Helldivers 2 Discord thing. And like the Helldivers 2 Discord had a bunch of moderators in there that were like banning people for saying that furry art was stupid. Like I'm paraphrasing this and I'm just like kind of like saying it very quickly because it's not really the point. But like, please trust me, look it up if you want to learn more. It's fucking ridiculous. So the problem is that like you damage a... Come on, Asmon, whenever there are people who disagree, there's 100% people who also actually harass. Yeah, but the problem is that if you categorize the people that are disagreeing with you, you're not, like, whenever you're not drawing a distinction between people like that, and you're saying that some people don't think this is accurate, if you're talking about condemning abuse, you're intentionally mischaracterizing what's happening in a way to make yourself sound like the victim. That's what's happening. Of course you're going to be harassed. Like, that's what's going to happen with anything. But to categorize the entire controversy as harassment is completely untrue. And that's why people are mad. Of course it happens. Like, if you have 1,000 people that respond to something, one person's going to be an asshole. But when you categorize the entire group of people as those handful of people that are the assholes, then you're basically making them look bad for no reason. Like, basically, they say something that's controversial, and then they take the most negative response, and then they characterize everybody who disagrees as that most negative response. So it's like, look at this, we said this, and then this one person is like this really bad person, and then they're like, well, they're all like this. Well, no, that's not true. That's not how it works. Everybody knows that. Basically, everybody is against this. People think that they're assholes. I don't think this is going to destroy like their, group or anything like that. But I think also you should really take into consideration that things like this damage a company or like a foundation, a group, whatever you want to call this. I'm not really sure what Godot is particularly. It damages their reputation in a very big way. And it does it's not like a binary thing. It's like when this happens and then something else happens in the future and then something else happens after that, people have less and less patience, you could say. And I think this is what happened with Helldivers 2. I think it's what's happened with Blizzard. It's what's happened with Ubisoft. It's what happens with content creators too. And I think it's a very general thing that happens. The give a shit meter tops out. Yeah, exactly. And people finally get fed up with it. So yeah, it's a business. Yeah, it is a business at one way or another, right? A little woke now, it won't get better. Yeah. And so I feel bad for the devs, bro. Imagine you're actually practicing Godot and this shit happens. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think so too. It's basically if you allow like one mentally ill community manager to do this, the hateful language, and then here we go. Let me go back. I'll take a look at this. Hello words, as this post from Godot moderator has not been blocked or banned from their GitHub like they did with so many other people. And there it is. So these are always, and I think this is also like another really good example of what I've said many times, is that the people that are the biggest virtue signalers are actually the worst people. And this is just another example of it. This is the person who's this massive virtue signaler, and if you go back in their history, they're constantly calling people the N-word and saying racist things all the time. So I think that, and the reason why this is problematic is that I think there's a lot of people that are like me, that I'm not like a crazy bad guy, but if I see somebody who's trying to like preach to me, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to have you talk down to me. I don't want to have you, patronize me by telling me like these different, issues are important and like I need to care about this and I can't disagree with this. I don't want to be talked. I don't want to be talked to this way. And I think that a lot of people feel that way. And especially, and I think that it's especially annoying when you feel this way, and then at the same time, you're being characterized as some terrible person. They feel superior? Yeah, and that's, I think people are just sick of being gaslit and lied to. And so I'll look at a few more comments about this and information about this too. And it was not a tweet that led to the explosion of comments. While it has replies, it was not a firestorm. They created that on their own. It was their own actions of going on a hiding a reply and blocking spree that was out of control. They blocked everyone, platinum level devs too, just for questioning the blocking, the vast majority of which did not violate the code of conduct. They simply asked why they focus on games and to get out of politics. A lot of people, here's the thing. This is a big problem that a lot of internet activists don't really seem to understand, is that most people don't want to be patronized and talked down to constantly and told what politics to believe and what not to believe. People just don't want that. They don't want to be talked to like that. They don't want to hear that. It's annoying, right? And so because of that, when you see somebody who's making a statement that's obviously a virtue signal, which is 100% a virtue signal, people get fatigued from that because they don't want to see that. They don't want to hear that. Like, they don't want to have to be reminded that this is happening constantly because it has nothing to do with what they're trying to do. Yeah, no one likes that. Exactly. And so when you try to take every platform over and use those platforms as like your agenda, then yeah, you're going to alienate a lot of people. And so yeah, they've had to come out and make a statement about this. They have kept the moderator. They have not fired this person. And they've also, inside of the unofficial server that served apparently as the official server for years, they have done nothing to remove the moderator that's had, you know, multiple verifiable, insane things that they've said. So there you go. And I think actually there was even a video about this that I was going to look at. Let me make sure that I get everything else here too. And, oh, here we go. You want the real story? Godot Cafe was the official server until the new CM took over and asked for a new one. Key programmer mysteriously fired, very much looking like wrong country affiliation. I'm not sure about that at all. But yeah, this actually confirms what the person in chat just said a few minutes ago, is that it was basically the official server until, you know, until recently, right? Least problematic Discord mod. Yep, there we go. They clarify the moderator who used hateful language in violation of the Godot Code of Conduct as part of the unofficial Discord server. It doesn't represent them. Of course, absolutely. And Heidi isn't going to solve the problem. And this is always what people like this do, is they go into protected mode and they block everybody who disagrees with them. I think blocking people is pretty much fine, especially on your personal account. But if you're going into protected mode and you're not willing to listen to what people are saying, there's probably a reason for that. And it's because reality isn't what you want it to be. Yeah, back into my bubble, exactly. And so, yeah, let's see here. Support his customers. He's not neutral. Redozio, you do not talk to your paying customers like this. If this was aimed at me, I'd take legal action at this. I have no idea. This is like somebody that responded to him, and then he obviously blocked this person. Big surprise. And then this is the guy that says that, you know, this is the N-word guy. In 2016, I made very stupid jokes involving the N-word. After being insulted that way in other communities, I directed those slurs at myself in derision. After realizing that was an insensitive thing to do, I didn't do it anymore after that. Yeah, then why didn't you just delete the comments, right? I mean, it's pretty easy. Like, I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not. I have no problem with him making those comments and saying that. Like, if you want to use the N-word, that's fine. I don't care. Like, I'm not your fucking dad. But what I don't want to hear is I don't want to hear about how you're against, like, bigotry or racism. I don't want to be patronized by you. Like, you've effectively just lost your license to moralize to me. You've lost your license to tell me how to think. And I think that, again, a lot of average, everyday people are tired of being talked down to by people that characterize their personality through their mental disorders or drug addictions. I don't want to have this person tell me, like, how I should act, what I should think, what I should say, virtue signal to me, patronize me. Don't talk to me about how I need to live my life or what I need to believe. Ever. Stop it.